Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast, brought to you by Omaha Steaks, where they have a really awesome Memorial Day sale going on right now, 50% savings. We're going to give you a code at the end of this podcast to help you save even more.
So right now, today's After the Show podcast, we're going to dig into some comments, some emails, the stragglers that we didn't get to this week. Because when you communicate with us and connect with us, we do read and see every single email, but it doesn't always make it to the show. So, okay, we're digging in. Mm-hmm. This is from Cheryl from Facebook Messenger earlier in the week. I don't know how long ago it was, but we were talking about how many steps you end up getting when you hit an amusement park.
Oh, yeah. And that was, I'm sure she's talking about when you and I went, Jodi, to Universal and Disney, and I looked down at my watch on day one, and it was
how many?
Almost 17,000 steps. And then the second day was 15,000. Now, I average on a regular day between 6,000 to 7,000 steps if I'm getting up and moving around.
By the way,
I have a question. If you're riding a bike, does it see that as a step, or does it know you're riding a bike?
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know how intelligent all of it is now. I mean, some of it uses GPS and it knows at a certain speed that you're not walking. Mm-hmm. But I was wondering,
because you're pushing if you're pedaling.
When we were at the parks, for example, if you're on one of the amusement rides, is all that shaking and jittering causing it to count steps? Yeah. So I don't know. It's probably a good plus or minus in there.
Right. It's a good idea. It's a ballpark.
Yeah.
Not a theme park. Okay. Cheryl said this. I went to New York City with my daughter a couple of years ago. We took the train in from her house early in the morning and took it back late that night. I wore shoes that were appropriate for a lot of walking. I didn't know that meant 30,000 steps.
Whoa.
I could have cried in pain when I finally staggered back into her house.
I bet. I mean, that's a lot.
That's an unusual day. And don't you guys remember when we were in New York together a handful of years ago, and we were in Times Square that night? We had been walking all day because that's what you do in the city. And
yes.
Remember this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I hadn't thought about it.
I'm going to tell this story. Yeah. It's one of my favorite Murphy, Sam, and Jodi outings stories. So we're in Times Square. It's Saturday night. It's busy. It's fun. But you guys were both complaining about your feet hurting.
I'd worn hard sole shoes because we had some meetings that
Such a
day.
mistake.
Yeah, same here. Right, exactly. So we weren't really in walking shoes.
No.
Yeah.
I was okay. I don't remember what I had on. Something cute and comfortable, probably. My shoes, whatever. Probably sandals. And you guys were like, let's get an Uber back to the, and I'm like, oh no, we don't. We're in New York City. We're not going to be here again on a Saturday night. We're not leaving. And I said, do you remember where I took you guys? We went to the Skechers store. I said, we're going to buy Skechers and we're going to keep going. And didn't we?
There was a store right in Times Square.
Right there.
There we go.
The busiest Skechers store ever. And it was. You could just tell that it was just, everything was like this. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, and it wasn't really more expensive than a regular store either. That's what was crazy. I kind of thought tourism, they would mark everything up, but they didn't. Man, thank God, because I know when I put those shoes on, I was like, okay, I
think
can go
those were your
farther
first
now.
Skechers.
Yeah, I bought flip-flops.
Did you?
They had that cushiony feel.
They all do.
Yeah.
They all have, it's almost like a yoga mat bottom.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I remember that particular visit doing what I normally do at a checkout if I'm tickled about my shoes. I was like, talking to the girl, I was like, these are cute. And I said, I bet you guys do a lot of this. I'm just changing shoes so that I can keep going. And she was like, yeah. She was not interested in my chatter. Anyway,
she hears that all day, probably.
Right. We hear you and we feel you, Cheryl. 30,000 steps in one day. That's impressive.
I don't know how you did that.
It's also worse at the end of it because your feet swell naturally at the end of the day. That's why athletic shoes, exercise shoes, you need to buy at least, if you wear an 8, you should probably buy an 8.5 running shoe. Now, let a person fit you for that, but it's because after you exercise and after you've been on your feet all day, your feet swell. So you don't want to start tight. You want to start with some room to allow for swelling. All right. Anyway, Cheryl, let's move on. Dave sent this to murphysamandjodi.com. Loyal listener in Louisville. Love the show.
Thank you, Dave.
Great way to start the day. On Thursday, the Food Dude segment, you mentioned Dr. Pepper shakes. That's today. Coming to a restaurant to be announced soon.
Dr. Pepper shake and a coconut cream Dr. Pepper shake.
Sounds so good. Dave goes on to say, I was on a trip to Texas a couple of years ago, and Whataburger had one of them on the menu.
Yeah.
Maybe they're bringing them back.
I left that out. I forgot to mention that, but Whataburger has had Dr. Pepper shakes on and off different times. So they're known for having those. So they may be the ones bringing it back, or it may be somebody else.
I'm wondering, Jody, our youngest daughter, Phoebe,
loves Whataburger.
Yeah, and she may have said that they've had those there before. Or Taylor, our oldest, might have said it too.
It sounds
now
really
that you say
good.
that, I realize that that's okay. So maybe it's not the first time I've heard of the Dr. Pepper shake.
I've never had a Dr.
delicious.
Pepper shake, and you know I love Dr. Pepper. I think it's the greatest cola flavor, especially
Is
the
it more
zero.
like a float than a shake, or is it more like a shake than a float?
We shall see.
Probably a float.
Yeah,
We shall see.
Yeah.
But if it's a shake, it's going to have more cream than a float.
and be thicker.
Throwing it out.
The only time I've ever had the Dr. Pepper shake is when I haven't had one for a while. Okay.
I don't understand
Never
the joke.
mind. I have Dr. Pepper shakes.
Oh, like you're addicted to Dr. Pepper shakes.
Dave,
Got
I'm
it. That's all
sorry.
right. It's a good try there, Sam. It's not.
You know,
Dave,
it's
I'm-
really good when you got to stop everything and explain it.
I'm sorry we let you down, Sam. All right, this is also from murphysamandjody.com. It didn't make it make the show, but it made the After the Show podcast. This is from Douglas. Hey, Murphy, Sam, and Jody.
Hey, Douglas.
I drive a school bus. I've been driving a total of 31 years, and I wash my hands all the time.
Oh,
We
he
talked
was
about
talking about
hand
hand
washing.
washing. Yeah.
Also, if someone has been sick or is sick, I require them to wear a mask, and I have asked parents if they don't have one to take them to school or get a mask.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I mean, it makes
It's fair.
sense on that's a enclosed area there.
Yeah, it really is.
And school is a great place to have germs spread quick.
Yeah, one little
Quickly.
particle.
Yeah.
You ever seen the little examples of how far a little particle can travel when a kid sneezes?
Well, have you ever seen a sneeze in slow motion with the light coming from behind? You realize, wow, that really goes places.
Where have you been?
Yeah.
What do you do at night, Murphy?
You've never
Check
seen
this
that
out.
On
You've never
YouTube.
seen that before? It's with the light. Yeah.
I've never seen that. I've just seen like whatever shows and recreations of whatever, how it
A
travels.
diagram of where it goes, yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
It's the same thing, not to gross anybody out, but I've seen the same thing for toilets in the bathroom when you flush.
It flies up.
That, like, the
I
particles
know.
miss.
I don't want to think about all
Oh,
that.
really?
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Really? Oh,
It's true.
God.
Look,
I got to get that out of
Especially
my,
in slow motion with the light behind the toilet.
I got to get that out of my
We
head.
live in a world full of germs. The best thing you can do is live in the world, but wash your hands. It's your
Yeah.
first line of defense. Wash often, and wash at least for 20 seconds and lather up. And last thing that Douglas said is, this is the bus driver with the germs and the masks. I love my job. It's the end of the school year, and I plan on coming back next year.
For 32 years.
Yes. Thank you. I love the show. It's a godsend to me.
Oh,
wow.
Man, that's really, Douglas, thank
Doug,
you.
Fantastic. Jump in anytime. You can also call, leave us a message anytime. 877-310-4MSJ.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jody podcast.